Good morning everyone, this is Brimster and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle by Ashish Kumar called Search 9 Sudoku. This is a puzzle from the Enthralling Sudoku Patreon pack from September 2022. And Ashish is always incredibly gracious in letting me bring you one or two of the puzzles from his Patreon packs. And I highly recommend that anyone who is interested in improving their Sudoku skills or playing around with different variants that are often used in competition puzzles, go and check out Ashish's Enthralling Sudoku Patreon. I will provide links to all of that below, as well as to Ashish's Sudoku channel, Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles, which is definitely one of the channels that I use for inspiration for my channel. It is one that I watch regularly because I really like what he and Kishore do. I do keep meaning to do another collaborative solve with Kishore, and time has just gotten away from me at the moment. I'm barely able to solve with myself. So it is something that I do want to do, and the time zones just kept getting in the way. Yeah, I highly recommend his Patreon puzzles from Enthralling Sudoku. I find them some of the most relaxing Sudokus, as well as the ones that help me learn the most. And I pulled this one out of the September pack because I know I've done Search 9 puzzles before. I may have even done one on the channel, but it's one I don't see very often. And it has some interesting logic to it, and I've not solved this puzzle at all. I know nothing about it. So I wanted to just sort of jump in. So let's have a look at the puzzle. So normal Sudoku rules apply. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. But we've got these arrows in the grid, and what the arrows do is they point to where the 9 is in the row or the column. So this arrow is telling us the 9 will be somewhere in here, but it also, the digit that is placed on the cell with the arrow will tell you how far away it is. So for example, if this was a 7, then we would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would be the 9. Was that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And then the 4, that would be the 9. And it would be the same for every arrow in the grid. So that's what we know. I'm going to restart my timer and let's give this a shot. So one thing we can look at is we can turn around and say, okay, this can't be higher than 3. This is going to be 1, 2, or 3 because the 9 has to be somewhere in here. But the 9 can't be here because the 9 has to point to the 9. So this can't be 3. This is a 1 or a 2. Now, that means that the 9 is going to be in one of those two. So this arrow, which is also pointing to here, has to be 2 higher than this. So if this is a 1, this is a 3. And if this is a 2, this is a 4. Because if the 9 is here, this is going to be 1, and this will be 1, 2, 3. If the 9 is here, this will be 2, and this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's something. And what you want to do is you want to find arrows that are pointing close to an edge, but there's not many of them in this puzzle. There's really not many of them in this puzzle. Wow. So we know that this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is going to be 1. You can't put a 9 on an arrow because it has to point to the 9. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So 1, 3, 4, or 5. And if the 9 is here, this is going to be 3 higher. So this is going to be 4, 6, 7, or 8. That's not really that useful. It means that that can't be an 8 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 would mean that would be a 9 if that's an 8. So this can't be an 8 or a 9. But so there's a trick I'm missing here. This is 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't put the 9 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the same. Except this is more restricted because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it can't be 1. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's starting to restrict this because this, I can't put a 9 in either of those cells and I can't put a 9 there. So this is 1, 3, 5, or 7. And therefore this is becoming more restricted. But not... So it's all about things can't point at arrows. So these are pointing at each other. Oh, more importantly, these are pointing at each other. So the 9 has to be in one of these. So these are both 1, 2, or 3, and they can't be 2. I can't put the 9 there because if the 9 was here, these would both be 2, and that's not going to work. This is a 1, 3 pair, and the 9 is in one of those two. That's nice. I don't have the same here, but I do have the same here. So the 9 is somewhere in here, but it's not in this box. The 9 is in one of those two. And it's not here. This is a 9. 9 in this box has to be, so the 9, because of these arrows, was up here. Because of these arrows, the 9 was in between them. So the 9 had to be in one of these three, but this arrow had to point at the 9. This is the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5. This 1 makes this the 3, which makes this the 9, which makes this the 1. That's very cool. Now, this is no longer 1, and this is no longer 1. So 9 can't be here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, that doesn't change anything. 9 is in one of 3, 5, or 7. It's in one of those. It can't be in 5, because 5 would put it in the same column as that. So it's there or there. This is cool. Again, why do I sound surprised? I shouldn't be surprised. This is not surprising. But I've still got 9 in one of those. Do I want to mark off clues that are done? Maybe. Although anything that's got a number on an arrow is done. So I'm kind of okay with that. So this can be 1, 2, 3. This can only be 1, 2, or 3, and it can only be 2 or 3 because there's a 1 in the row. Now, I can't put the 9 over here. So the 9 is in one of those two. So do I want to mark where 9s can go? Because 9 can't go in those. But that's done by those not being able to be 2 or 3. This can't have 9 there or there. So those, I probably do want to mark cells that can't be 9. Or maybe I want to mark cells that can be 9. So 9s, let's be completely over the top here. I think those are the cells that can be 9. Because of this 2, 3. Now this can't be 9 because it doesn't have an arrow pointing at it. Anything behind an arrow can't be 9. So that can't be 9. Those can't be 9. Those can't be 9, which means there must be a 9 in here, which means this can't be the 9 and this is the 9. That's a really, really cool trick, which I had not appreciated. So, because this is the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this becomes a 5. Those are not 9 anymore. This is not 9 because of the 9 that has to appear up here, and 9 is in one of those two, which is 1, 2, or 3. This is not 4 or 5. Now this is 3 or 7, so that's not a 9. It's only there or there. So this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, or 7. So this is 3, 4, or 7 only. Now this, because of these, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So there's no 3 or 4 in there. This is only 1 or 5. And this had to be 3 higher. So this is only, this can't be 6 or 7 anymore. And this can't be, this is behind an arrow. So that can't be. So 9 is in one of those two, which means neither of those are 9. Okay, I'm starting to kind of understand this, although I'm obviously still missing stuff. This now can only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And this can only be 1, 2, or 3. And I think I've now... Oh no, I haven't pencil marked this yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So this is 4 or 7. And that's all the pencil marks are done. So there'll be a conflict here somewhere. 9 is in one of those two. One has to be in one of those two. Ah, that 9 means this is 3. 1, 2, 3. Which means this is not 3. So 1, 2, 3, that is not 9. That puts 3 down here by Sudoku. Now, if this is 6, this is 6, but that's okay, because if this is 6, 6 can't go in any of those cells, and this would be 6. And then I'd have to put 6 up there, but I'm not seeing a problem with that. 5 has to go up here. If this is 2, 4... I'm wondering if it's just Sudoku or if there'll be an interesting logic trick. Like if one of these is a 9, it's going to cause a conflict on something. If that's a 7, that's a 9, that's a 3, that's a 9. Then that's a 9. That's a 2, that's a 4. This doesn't feel like it's it, does it? I'm wondering if I'm missing something with an arrow somewhere. If this is 3, that's 9. That's 4, that's 9, that's 2. I'll bet you it's something simpler than this. If this is 2, that's 9. So this, hang on. 1, 2, 3. If this is 2, that's 9. This becomes 1. This is 9. This becomes 2. This is 9. There's a weird thing here of the way these play off each other, but I can't see what it does. This is 3, this is 9, and this is not. This is 2. 3, 9, 9, 9. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I can see how placing one of these is going to cause the whole thing to collapse, but I'm not. Like, if this is a 4, this is an 8, this is a 9, so this is a 5. So this is a 2. This is a 9. So this is a 9. There's got to be a simpler way of doing it than... So this is a 9, so this is a 1, so this is a 3. But that was a 2, so that worked. If this is a 7, this is a 9. If this is a 3, that's a 2, and that's a 9. If this is a 4, that's a 9. That's a 7, that's a 9. So one of those two is a 9. Oh, what is it I'm missing? Four. If this is a 4, those are both 9s because this becomes 7. Then this becomes 9. That becomes 7. That becomes 3. That becomes 9. That becomes 2. That becomes 9. I'm not seeing how any of this collapses. I am looking for Sudoku while I'm doing this and not spotting it. One. This was really cool. I loved all of this stuff. And why have I just stopped? Like, I'm sure it's me and not the puzzle. I've been doing this way too much recently. I really don't want to have to just put digits in and guess. If this is 2, this is 9, this is 9, so this is 5. If this is 3, this is 1, this is 9, this is 9. And then this would be 9, this would be 7, this would be 3, this would be 9, this would be 3, and that doesn't work. So how did that start? So if this is 3, this becomes 9. Because this is 9, this is 9, which makes this 5, which makes this 9. Which makes this 8. No, was that it? No, if this is 2, this is 9. Ah, there was a way of making both of these 3. There was something I did there. Like, if this is 9, this is 3. This is 9. This is 1. This is 9. So this is 7 and this is 3, and that doesn't work. This has to be a 2. That is hard to see. So this is 9, this is 9, and that will give me some stuff. So this being a 9 means this is an 8, and this is a 5, and this is a 2. This is a 7, so this is a 3, so this is a 9. This is a 9, so this is a 2, and this is a 4. This is not the 9, this is the 9, so this is a 7. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6, and that is all of the arrows and 9s done. This is not a 9, this is now a 1. Okay. And that seems to be the disposition of all of the 9s. Just going to confirm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. No! Okay, I've made a mistake somewhere. So let's go back and roll forward. So that was correct. I'm sure that was correct. Which put the 9 there. Which put the 9 there by Sudoku. Which put the 9 there by Sudoku. Which put the 8 there. Which put the 2 there. So those... Why did I put 7 there? The 9... Right, that's where I went wrong. That's 4. Getting discombobulated by Sudoku. So, okay, so 4 is pointing at that. These are all done. Let's clear up as I'm going. So these are all done. Now, this 2 is done. This 5 is done. This 4 is done. This 9, these are done. Now, 2 is pointing at that. And that didn't clean that up. Okay. So now I've got more Sudoku to do. So that wasn't as useful as a complete cleanup, but at least I didn't make that mistake. Oh, this is tricky. So what did I get from that? So if this is... These are now all pointing at these. And this... 5 is in one of those two. So if this is a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a 5, 9, would make that a 5, and that would be fine. If this is 6, this is 9, and this would be 5, and that would... Hang on. This is 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that'd be 9, and this would be 5. If this is 6, that's 9. Either way, that's 5. That's an interesting trick. I like that. Oh, hang on. Oh, 1, 2... Oh, yeah. One of those is 9 to fulfill that. 2, 9, 5, 9, 3, 9. 5, 9, 5, 9, 3, 9. Wow. So 2 is in one of those. 1 is in one of those. 5 is in here somewhere. So 5 is in here somewhere. 5, 5. 5 is down here. 5 is in here. 5 is in here. So is it another trick like I had to do with those 2s? If this is a 3, this is a 9, this is a 9. So this is a 2 and this is a 4. If this is a 2, this is a 2. That's a 4, that's a 7, and that's a 9. Okay. But if this is a 3, this has to be a 7. If this is a 7, this is a 1, this is a 3. That's a 7. This is really tricky. This may be one of the trickiest puzzles I've seen from Ashish. It really may. Oh, this is a 2-9 pair. So what's this quad? 1, 3, 6, and 7? Well, there's no 1 in there, so this is a 1. So this is not a 1, this is a 1. So it is Sudoku. This is 3, 6, 7. So this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 8, and 9. There's no 9 there. That's not enough. Although, if this is a 4, this is a 9, there might be something here. 2, 9, 4, 8, 4. 2, 9, 4, 8, 4, 7, 9, 2. Why is this not more obvious to me? 1 is not in here. What are oh, there's no 3 here. So what are these? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 6, 7, 8. There's no 6 here. There's no 8 here. So 8 is in one of those two, which puts 8 right there by Sudoku. Which puts 8 there by Sudoku, which means this is not 8. So this is 4 or 9. So if this is 4, this is 9, and that's broken because 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 would make this 9, and this would have no value. This is now 3. So this is now 9. This is now 1. This is not 9. This is now 7 to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This 7 makes this 6, which makes this 3. Wow, this stuff is tricky to spot. And all that's done is meant... So this arrow is the only one left to resolve. Oh, and this one. So if this is 5, this is 4. If this is 6, this is 7. So it's got to be down to Sudoku now. I found a lot more by Sudoku than I thought I would. So, yeah. That shouldn't surprise me for Ashish's puzzle. He does some really weird Sudoku at times. And it's normally just scanning. Like, I haven't had to find a Y-wing or anything yet. So in here, I need to put a 1 in one of those two cells. 1. Oh, there's no 2 in these. And there's no 6 in this. There's no 6 in these. This is a 7-8 pair. So this is a 2. So there's a 2 in one of those. And there's a 2 in one of those. 7-8 pair. So what is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There's no 1 in those. There's no 3 here. There's no 6 in those. This is a 4. There's no 4 in those. This is 1, 3, 6, which means this is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 9. That's the 2. That being a 2 means that's the 9. That's not the 9, which makes that the 4. And I am now down to Sudoku. But wow, did that take some effort. That's an 8. That's a 4. This 1, 3, 6 means 1, 2, 3. That's a 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, which are not resolved. Okay. Yay. 1 is now here by Sudoku because this one knocks it out of those and that one knocks it out of there. So this is 3, 6, 7, and 8. There's no 3 here. There's no 8 here. There's no 8 here. So 8 is in one of those two. So these are 3, 6, and 7. There's no 3 here. I've got to put a 2 in one of those. These 2s line up, which is an X-wing on 2. So 2 goes in one of those two. This is a triple, actually. That's going to help me more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's no 5 here, but it means this is a pair. 1, 2, 2, and 4. And this 4 means that this is the 2 and this is the 4. Now that 2 means this is 2. This is not 2. This is 3, 6, or 7. And it's not 3. That's a 6, 7 pair. This is 3. This is not 3. 6, 7 pair. This is not 1. This is 5 or 7. Because it's 5, 6, or 7 for the column, but there's a 6 there. In fact, there's no 6 there. Wow, this was tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to put an 8 in one of those. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these are 5, 6, 7, 8. There is no 5 here. There's no 6 here. There's a 4 in here. Actually, there's a 4 in one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here. That's not a 6. This is just Sudoku at this point. This is not a 3. Ah, this is a 5, 7, 8 triple. So what's left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are just 1, 2, and 3. And that can't be 1 or 3. That's the 2. That's not a 2. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 6. That's a 3. 3, 3, 3 is done. 6, 6. This has to be a 6 now. So this is the 4. This is not a 6. This is a 5, 7, 8 triple. This 6 looks down, making this 7. There is no 7 in here. This is 5, 6. This 3 looks up. That is not 3. This is a 6, 7 pair. So this is 8. This is 3. Wow. Okay, so where does 1 go? It can't go in here, so it has to go in here. This is a 1, so this is a 5, which takes 5 out of there. This is a 6, 7 pair. This becomes the 5. I've got 6, 7 pairs everywhere. I need to put a 2 in this box. In fact, let's look at this. This is a 7 or an 8, and this is a given 8. So this becomes 7, this becomes 8. There is no 8 here. Wow, I've got to resolve all of this somehow. So this is a triple. That's going to do it. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 8. So this is 7, this is 8. 2, 4, 8. There's no 8 here. There's no... This is 2. So this is 2. This 2 looks up making this 4. So this becomes 8. This column needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, so this is 6. So this is 7 and this is 6. 1, 2, 3, this is 4. This 6 looks up making this 7 and this 6, which looks across making this 7 and this 6. The 7 looks down making this 5 and 7, and the 5 looks down making this 6 and 5, and that completes Search 9 Sudoku by Ashish Kumar from the September 2022 Enthralling Sudoku Patreon pack. This is the sort of puzzle you get, and this was one of the last puzzles in the variant set. So when you back his Kickstarter, which I think is $5 a month, you get 20 classic Sudokus and you get 20 variant Sudokus, and often you get bonuses as well. And they're all of this caliber. They're not all this hard, but they're all of this quality. This is one of the hardest ones I think I've seen. Maybe not. I've actually seen harder ones. It's just it took me a while to spot what was going on. The trick around what was going on here with the connection between all of these arrows, that was a little tricky to spot, but very, very cool when you found it. Yeah, going in blind, always fun. But yeah, the pack that I saw this from, it had between line Sudoku, it had XV Sudoku, it had, I'm trying to remember, some diagonal Sudoku, it had some outside Sudoku, which I'm really looking forward to trying, but I've done a few of those on the channel recently, so I didn't want to just pull those out. This was one that, yeah, you don't see very often, so that's why I grabbed it. So, yeah, thank you, Ashish, for these. Please go check out his Kickstarter, his Patreon stuff, not Kickstarter, Patreon. Please go check out his Patreon stuff. It is really well worthwhile. Of all of the ones to support, I would recommend this one above most of the others. Yeah, so actually pretty much all of the others. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the puzzle, and as always, good luck with your solving.